Okay, so I did the math. If I post one video a week for the next 5 years, and each video gets like 1,000 views with a CPM of maybe $4, though that fluctuates depending on your niche, country, moon phase, who even knows? And then you subtract taxes, platform cuts, burnout naps. That's a grand total of maybe $11, maybe even $11.50 if I smile more. Well, that's not particularly the wealth I expected, honestly. So yeah, I started a YouTube channel a while ago. Not because I had a solid plan, not because I wanted fame, but because I thought, hey, I talk to myself all the time anyway, so why not hit record and call it content? The first video was rough, like shaky camera, half mumbled rough. I changed my shirt 3 times. Not because it mattered, just because I thought I looked too approachable. Then I felt too distant, and then too sweaty. I edited the whole thing in silence, flinching at every And when I finally hit upload, I immediately regretted all my life decisions. My video got 9 views. 5 of them were me. 2 were my friends. 1 was probably a dog that sat on a tablet. And the 9th person left a comment that just said mid, no punctuation, just the word mid. And guess what? I still think about it at 2 a.m., but I still kept posting because in my head I thought, this really could work. I just need to find my thing. You know, my niche, that magical zone where passion meets profitability and you somehow convince people to care about your thoughts. And that's when I learned about monetization. You need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. I then thought to myself, okay, that's a lot, but maybe if I post enough videos or if I optimize titles, I'll easily meet the YouTube Partner Program requirements. Meanwhile, I had 38 subscribers, and one of them was me from my backup account, just to test how my channel looked from another perspective, which is totally normal. But I didn't stop. Instead, I became obsessed with meeting the requirements. I watched every tutorial on growth on YouTube. I learned about thumbnails, retention graphs, click-through rates. I became the kind of person who watches analytics. Yes, just for fun. I even started saying things like my audience prefers shorter intros, as if I had an actual audience while it was just my cousin who was clicking on my videos out of guilt. And then came the doubt spiral. Why am I not growing? Should I switch topics? Is my voice annoying? Maybe I should be louder or more mysterious. Should I move to a cabin and document my minimalist journey while baking sourdough and whispering about the meaning of life? I tried everything. Reaction videos, thought pieces, lighthearted stuff, deep stuff. One video I spent 10 hours editing flopped. Another video I threw together in just 20 minutes. And that's when I realized I have no idea what I'm doing, and neither does anyone really. But something weird happened. The more I stopped trying to be what I thought works and just showed up as me, awkward, overthinking, slightly under-caffeinated me, the more people started to respond. Not thousands, not tens of thousands, but real people leaving actual comments, saying stuff like, dude, this feels like my brain, or thanks for saying this out loud, or even, I came here by accident and stayed for the vibe. That messed me up in the best way. Eventually, after months of weird uploads and mild identity crises, I got monetized. It happened kinda quietly, no fireworks, just a quiet little message that said, you're now eligible for the YouTube Partner Program. I stared at it for 10 minutes straight, then immediately questioned if it was a mistake. In my first month, I made $2.84. I spent it on a coffee and felt like a king. Not because it was a lot, but because it was something. Because it meant that all those hours talking into a camera, all the second guessing, all the random moments where I almost deleted my entire channel out of insecurity, they added up. Not to riches, but to proof. Proof that it can work, slowly, imperfectly, with a lot of overthinking and a little bit of hope. So, can you actually make money on YouTube? Yes, you surely can, but not quickly, and not always predictably. You'll probably make weird stuff, get discouraged, question your value, change direction, and end up discovering a version of yourself that's surprisingly okay with trying anyway. And if you're watching this wondering if you should start, here's your sign. Start. Be messy, be cringy, be inconsistent, just be real. That's what people connect with. And if nobody watches, then congratulations, you just made something for you, and honestly, that's already more than most people ever do. Anyway, I'm Ollie, the overthinker. Still doubting, still uploading, still figuring it out in public. If this helped you, or at least made you feel less alone, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. But no pressure, seriously, I'll only quietly obsess over it for the coming 3 days, but yeah, that's just me, Ollie, the overthinker. We probably have more in common than you think we do. The good news, if I have done it, you certainly can do it too.